Hi friends, welcome to Non-Functional Club. In the last session, we have seen WebGoat installation for testing the OWASP top 10 vulnerabilities. So today we'll be discussing about the topmost vulnerabilities in the OWASP top 10 list, that is SQL injection. We'll discuss about SQL injection in detail and also look into the mitigation pointers which a developer and tester should consider to avoid this particular vulnerability. So let's begin. First, let's look into introduction about SQL injection. So SQL injection is one of the most common web hacking technique as per OWASP top 10 list. If not dealt with correctly, it can seriously impact data integration and security. Primarily, an SQL injection attack consists of insertion or injection of malicious code through SQL query from any input parameter like search field or browser URL. So if the data filtration is not applied on search fields, then such SQL intruder queries can reach the SQL interpreter of the application. Common sanitizations like prepared statements or filtration of special characters should be applied to avoid SQL injections. So let's consider an example of a web application. So suppose we have a user who is accessing our web application. So here maybe we'll consider this as our web application or a web page. So what our web page does is, this is a user search field and this is a button which will be used for searching. I'll just say search, and this is the text box. So here what is going to happen, every time a user inputs any text in this particular field and he clicks on search button, so the API server will come into picture. So what the API server will do? This API server will have a written APIs which will be processing further on the request which he gets from the client. So this is our client machine and this is our server. So this server will be binded with the APIs. Here the request will be processed by the API server and API server will take help of a database. This database will be having all the user data present which will be helping us with the search result whether this particular entry which has been pushed by the user is present or not in the database. So in actual handling, what is going to happen, user is going to enter a text field here. Next he is going to click on the search button and according to that search button there is going to be a process in the back end. The request will be sent to the API server. Accordingly, a structured query language will be input from the API server to the database. So now API server will request the database for the entry which is present here or which has been entered by the user. Once the API server does request, so it will be doing using SQL, also called as structured query language. So the database will be responding with the parameter or with the input which the user needs. So here what will happen, the database will be either giving, suppose there is a user table having the entries say XYZ ABC PQR, and in that as the entered value in the text box is matching with the table which is present here, the user table which is present here, so automatically the database will be giving the response as the query is matched, the entry is matched, and yeah, we are database is having the data. So this will be the response which will be given by the database here, and the search will be successful. So ideally, this is the very normal process which is taken on. Further on, if we consider an example, suppose we'll use the same users table which we had seen in the example. So ideally, in the SQL code, the query will be written as select star from users, the table name, where name, the input which we are going to send, is equal to, and then it will be parameterized in the way that any input which is present in this text field will be taken in the query. So suppose there is an intruder and he wants to attack the system. So as a hacker or an intruder, the input which the intruder would give would mostly not be in the form of ABC, but he will just make some changes like ABC and single quote, in between he'll say or, again in single quotes he'll write 1 is equal to single quote 1. So if he's adding this particular string in the input field, so in this particular input field he is writing this query, so the SQL query which is in the code would be resulting in this manner, that is select star from users, where name is equal to, here it would be ABC, the single quote from here, and it will be or true. So here the expression will be returning a boolean value, and this boolean value, that is true, will be passing all the entries which are present in the user table. So here this whole XYZ ABC PQR, all the strings which are present in the user table will be passed in the response, and this response will be present in the form of the response which the client, or in our case the hacker, will be getting. So this is a simple example how SQL injection would work if the proper sanitization of the text fields is not covered. Now let's see the type of SQL injection attacks which are used. First we have is in-band SQL injection. Here the attacker will be using same communication channel to attack and gather information. Next attack we have is blind SQL injection. Here no data is transferred by web application, so the attack is called as blind. Attacker basically reconstructs the entire DB structure from the attack. Next attack type is out of bound SQL injection. This is not very common technique. For example, user can take control of DB using some tools and then send random data from the DB to the web server. For in-band SQL injection, we have two types. First one is error based. So as the in-band attack relies on data gathered from firing queries, here mostly the error messages which are coming up from the response on the web server, those are targeted. Next is union based. So attacker uses union operator from SQL to have two query results in the same single instance, and this is sent in the HTTP response so as to retrieve information from the SQL database. For blind SQL injection also we have two attacks. First one is Boolean based attack. When an SQL query fails, sometimes some part of web application or the web page is disappeared. This attack is very slow as the attacker has to enumerate a DB character by character and test the result in terms of actually attacking the system. Next is time based. Usually this is done by hacker using the DB to wait or sleep for certain amount of time. Let's look into the mitigation which can be applied to avoid SQL injection attacks. First one we have is secure coding and SDLC practice. So security driven programming practices and ensuring developers are aware that the risks, tools and the techniques which can be used to mitigate the SQL vulnerabilities are present. Then developing security minded education, planning, testing and review practices are kind of just few components within a SDLC that will help prevent the SQL injection. Next we have is input validation and sanitation. Client-side input sanitization and validation should only be considered a convenience for the user, improving their user experience. However, client-side sanitization and validation can be bypassed, and as such, server-side solutions should be employed. So in case of server-side sanitation and input validation should be applied, which will ensure data supplied by the user does not contain characters like single or double quotes, which could easily modify an SQL query and return data not originally intended in the application's design. Next we have is stored procedures and parameterization. So essentially prepared statements which parameterized queries protect the intent of a SQL query. For example, if an attacker were to submit the string in terms of your single quote 1, single quote is equal to 1. So here a prepared statement would literally attempt to match the string in the field in the database rather than evaluating the Boolean expression. Next we have is prepared statements. So prepared statements are essentially server-side parameterized queries, and when used with secure coding techniques, it can produce equally secure code. Simply the construction of a secure prepared statement result in the automatic parameterization of user input. So here libraries like Opal for Haskell and SQL Builder for Python can be used to this effect. Next we have is program analysis techniques and proxies. Although the criteria of secure SQL code can be your first priority, still there exist tools that can facilitate the process. So we can use tools such as SQL Code Guard or SQL Probe, which operates between an application and its database, acting as a proxy which intercepts, analyzes, and discards potentially malicious queries before they reach the database. So as seen in the previous session, we will be using WebGoat to understand the concepts. So we have already seen in basics what SQL injection means. So in the WebGoat also you have 4 sections which are dedicated to the injection attack, and here from details or from basics everything regarding SQL will be covered. So here if you see, these are the details or these are primary understandings which the WebGoat application is providing with respect to SQL. Once the SQL concepts are finalized, like the DML, DDL, and DCL, once you are aware with this, then we'll be moving to the what is SQL injection, the stuff we just saw in the slides. Accordingly, there are few examples which are also provided here. Like if we pass this string, that is Smith, suppose I'll just pass this string here and we'll say enter. So you can see how this string will be present in the code as a listing in terms of the code which is present for this query. So here also there is kind of same example which is select star from users, where name is equal to, and this field is blank because it will be filled up by any field which we pass. Suppose I pass this here, accordingly the things will be changed. Similarly, if you move to the next sections, it will be talking about in details more about the SQL injection. So ideally, if you go through all this stuff and you just check with example what it talks about, you'll be understanding how we are going to actually breach the security. Like here, if we just put in this particular query for first name and last name, and if I say get account info, so you can see we can get the details of all the data which is present in this particular table. So in this way, we'll be understanding about each and every entity. So I would request you guys to go through the WebGoat topic regarding SQL injection to get more and more idea about the SQL injection topic with respect to your application. And that would definitely help you in terms of coding, also in terms of testing the application for SQL vulnerability. So that's about understanding of SQL injection in details. In the next session, we will have detailed analysis of next OWASP top 10 vulnerability. Don't forget to subscribe non-functional club channel. Thank you.